If you spend too much time on your phone, this video is for you. I used to spend about 3 hours a day on my phone, and I got that down to 30 minutes per day. And the average person spends 4 hours a day on their phone. If I live to about 80 years old, given my current age, I am saving myself 6 years of my life. And if you spent the average of 4 hours a day on your phone and you were around 16, that would be about 9 years of your life. That's a lifetime for some people. Now, of course, we might not have phones in 50 years or whatever, but let's address the current moment, and I'll address that part later. So for the past few months, I've been trying to get my phone usage down, and while my average is lower than most people, I felt like I wasn't getting as much work done. Now, this video isn't about just not using your phone at all. I mean, you may be part of the 60% of people watching this on your phone. This video isn't against that, but if you do follow these steps, you can probably reduce your phone usage down to 1 hour, maybe even 30 minutes like me, or even go down to 0. The biggest thing you can do to reduce your screen time is to not use your screen as much. Duh. Let me cook for a second. What I did was not just to not use my phone, but I set time to not touch my phone. So I started with the first 3 hours of my day. I just wouldn't use my phone in the first 3 hours of my day, and that helped massively. That probably reduced my time down by an hour, at least, just not using my phone in the morning. I just gotta go right into my morning routine, meal prep, eat breakfast, then I gotta go to the gym or go to work, and it saves me so much time just not checking my phone right away. And since I'm usually diving into an activity like work, I'm not gonna be using my phone either for most of the day. The second thing I did was that I stopped using my phone about 2 hours before bed. Not only is this good for sleeping, but it also cuts out maybe 30 minutes to an hour more of time. You can play with these windows yourself, what's best. But then I wasn't using my phone right before bed. And like I said, that saves me some time. And it just helps me get into bed nice and early to start my day with lots of energy and keep going. Trying to be superhumans here. Now, outside of these time hacks, you can change some settings on your phone as well. And I'll be honest, some of these I have already had before I started this, but changing some of them did probably help with like 30 minutes or so, which gets us to the whole 2.5 hours that I probably saved. So the first thing you can do is turn your phone on to silent mode. I have this on 24/7. My phone doesn't make any beeps. It only vibrates. And if you need additional help, you can turn on do not disturb, and your phone literally does nothing. You just throw it away, and don't literally throw it away, but you can put it away and it won't bother you during that time. Of course, you can turn off do not disturb if you need to be getting a notification for messaging someone, but if you're actually trying to do something, you can just turn that off. Step 2 is delete everything off of your homepage, or delete the apps that you use the most off your homepage, and then you have to swipe over to see them, or however your phone is set up, search for them or whatever. I just keep messaging and eBay on it because those are the important things that I need to be able to see for like work and selling things, but everything else I just moved away. This means that I have to actually think about what I'm going to be opening on, and I can't just be mindlessly opening and hitting open an app. Next thing, notifications are actually evil. They are designed to get you to go back to your phone. These apps are just sitting here trying to get your attention, trying to steal your attention, trying to steal your attention. You don't need notifications. If it's something important like messaging your family or for work, keep your notifications on. But literally everything else, you can turn your notifications off. They're not important. You don't need them. You don't want to have your phone beep at you one time and then you have 37 things to go through. Just turn them all off. We have better things to be doing with our lives than looking at our phone every 2 seconds because of a notification of an app developer trying to get you to use their app more. Next thing you can do is turn off Wake-to-Rise. Like, this doesn't do anything. I can't. And Tap-to-Rise. Like, you don't want you make your phone stupid. This won't do anything unless I choose to press this button. Control your technology. Don't let your technology control you. If you have this function, you'll have a brief buffer where you have to think about what you're doing, and your phone doesn't just automatically suck you in. And then the last thing you can do is turn on grayscale filter. This isn't for everyone, and you don't have to have it on all the time. You can set up a hotkey so you can turn it on and off. But if you have the grayscale filter on, you know that you are intentionally doing things where everything is in black and white. You know, it makes it more boring, and it makes you remind yourself that you are choosing to be here, not that your phone is just sucking you in with all this dopamine. But of course, you probably want to turn it off from time to time because sometimes you need to see color. And don't focus on getting all of this stuff done and going as hardcore as possible. Do it one step at a time. I didn't do it all at once. I made slow progress over, months and weeks. you could do the same thing. Focus on getting 30 minutes down. 30 minutes is like a year of your life saved. So like even 30 minutes is massive. There's so many people that want to live longer and stuff, and just save your time. So it took me like 2 to 3 months to get down to 30 minutes from 3 hours. So maybe a good benchmark is maybe about an hour a month is that you can get down. But don't stress on the number. 30 minutes is good, 15 minutes is fine. Just focus on getting it down. It doesn't matter if it takes you a year to do this. Just focus on making some amount of progress. Maybe you make a lot of progress. Maybe you do 2 hours a month. Just focus on making some steps. If you're making some steps, you're being successful. And let's get back to the point that I made earlier. Like what if we don't have phones in the future? What if it's something else that is sucking away our time? VR, AR, AI, whatever. There's going to be things that try to take our time away from us. And it really dives into something deeper. We have an addiction to stimulation, especially in this current age where we have access to all of it and it's really easy, to be watching YouTube, playing video games. And from what I understand, the reason why we get sucked into all of this is probably an emotional thing. Like we feel pain in the real world and then we visit the virtual world to remove that pain, to numb us from that. Maybe this helps in the short term, but in the long term, it kind of just makes you feel worse, and you're gonna be just going to those things just to feel like you did normally. Like you have to be stimulated or you feel worse than you did before you started this whole digital stimulation roller coaster. I have not yet conquered this journey either, but it's something that I'm moving towards with all of these different steps because I want to live a meaningful, fulfilling life. So I don't have all the wisdom right now, but I think if you can make it this far, especially if you've been paying attention, that you can also get out of this digital roller coaster. And I'm not saying you can't enjoy a YouTube video. Like you're clearly watching this on YouTube. So, but I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help here. And it doesn't mean that you can't enjoy a movie or enjoy a video game or do any of these fun activities. But if you really care about your time and your life, you're going to want to try to get to the bottom of this. And I'm going to try to get to the bottom of this. So I think there'll be a part 3 of this series, probably not talking about phones, but it'll be more on this aspect of this digital stimulation and figuring out how we can deal with it and maybe even balance it. I think there are multiple things that I can try to do, but I want to do those things so I can come back with the wisdom rather than just kind of spitball what we should be doing. But with that, thanks for watching, and let's go out and improve ourselves.